Everyone has their embarrassing moments, even NBA players. But the only thing worse than an embarrassing moment is having it broadcasted and watched worldwide by millions of people. And what's even worse? Videos like these that ensure those unforgettable, cringe-worthy moments are forever etched in history. It was Game 1 of the 2018 NBA Finals between the Cavaliers and the Warriors, and the tension in the air was palpable. Both teams were on fire, barely missing any shots. For Cleveland, LeBron James was having one of the best games of his career, looking like he could single-handedly pull off an upset against the powerhouse Warriors. As the game reached its climax, the Cavaliers found themselves down by 1 point, 107-106, with only 8 seconds left on the clock. LeBron had the ball, ready to make the game-winning play, but then, out of nowhere, George Hill got fouled and was sent to the free throw line. This was Cleveland's chance to take the lead. Hill made the first free throw, tying the game at 107-107. The crowd held its breath as he lined up for the second free throw. And then, he missed. The ball bounced off the rim, and J.R. Smith grabbed the rebound. It was the perfect opportunity to win the game, but then, in a moment that would go down in NBA history for all the wrong reasons, J.R. Smith dribbled the ball away from the basket, seemingly unaware of the tied score. LeBron, standing at the top of the key wide open, desperately signaled for the ball or a timeout, but it was too late. The clock ran out and the game went into overtime. The cameras caught LeBron's face in that moment, a mix of confusion, frustration, and disbelief. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. In the overtime period, the Cavaliers' morale was shattered. Despite LeBron's heroic 51-point performance, the team couldn't recover from JR's blunder. They lost the game, and eventually the series, getting swept 4-0 by the Warriors. JR's mistake became the talk of the sports world. Memes flooded the internet, and fans couldn't stop talking about how one of the most crucial games of the season was thrown away in such a baffling manner. It was a moment that defined the series and became one of the most infamous blunders in NBA Finals history. Even now, fans look back on that game and shake their heads in disbelief. It's hard to imagine a more embarrassing way to lose such an important game. JR's mix-up didn't just cost the Cavaliers a game, it cost them a shot at the championship. And for that, it will always be remembered as one of the biggest gaffes in sports history. During the 2017 NBA Finals, the Cleveland Cavaliers faced off against the Golden State Warriors in a heated battle. The Warriors were leading the series 3-1 and were eager to close it out in Game 5, while the Cavs were determined not to go down without a fight. With 3 minutes left in the second quarter, Cleveland was trailing by 15 points. Kyrie Irving, trying to spark a comeback, drove to the hoop for a layup but missed badly. In the ensuing scramble for the rebound, he and David West got tangled up. This is where things took an unexpected and hilarious turn. Rather than letting cooler heads prevail, Tristan Thompson decided to jump into the fray. He rushed over and gave David West a shove right in front of the referees. This push led to a moment that no one saw coming. As Thompson and West squared off, they locked eyes, and for a split second, it seemed like the heat of the moment turned into something out of a romantic comedy. David West, in an attempt to assert his dominance, or perhaps share a moment of unexpected affection, leaned in as if to kiss Thompson. The scene was so bizarre and out of place that millions of viewers watching the game live couldn't believe their eyes. Even LeBron James, standing nearby, had to witness this unusual encounter up close, but he is no stranger to these kind of things. In the 2008 NBA Finals showdown between the Lakers and Celtics, all eyes were on Kobe Bryant, battling Boston's star trio of Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen. The TD Garden was packed with fans eager for a legendary matchup. Midway through the third quarter of Game 1, With the Lakers trailing, Kobe Bryant drove to the hoop. Suddenly, Paul Pierce, one of Boston's key players, collapsed clutching his knee like it was the end of the world. It looked serious. Teammates rushed to his aid, and he was wheeled off in a wheelchair amidst gasps from the crowd. But here's where the plot thickens. Just a blink and you miss it 2 minutes and 30 seconds later. Guess who comes sprinting out of the tunnel? It's none other than Paul Pierce himself, looking fit as a fiddle and ready to rumble. The crowd went wild, and Pierce proceeded to sink baskets left and right, sealing a 98-88 victory for the Celtics. Now, the juicy part. Years later, Pierce spilled the beans on what really happened that night. It wasn't a devastating injury that sent him hobbling off. It was nature calling in the most urgent way possible. Yes, you heard right. Paul Pierce had to make an emergency pit stop to the restroom. He handled his business swiftly, returned to the game just as fast, and made a splash with his performance. Upon his return, Pierce, perhaps in his rush, allegedly used a teammate's jersey to discreetly clean up. Talk about leaving a mark on the game. Back in 2019, the Lakers faced off against the Utah Jazz in a game that had fans buzzing for a different reason than usual. LeBron James stepped onto the court sporting his signature headband, something he hadn't worn in a while. But that night, there was something peculiar about his hair. Rumors had been swirling all offseason that LeBron had undergone hair surgery and got hair plugs. His barber, however, was adamant that these claims were false, insisting, "There's no dye, no additives, no preservatives. It's all his hair." Fans were left wondering if they should trust the barber's words or their own eyes. As the game progressed, LeBron was in top form, driving to the rim, hitting his jump shots, and leading his team with his usual dominance. Everything seemed fine until the fourth quarter when disaster struck. With 5 minutes left on the clock, Troy Daniels stepped up to the free throw line. As LeBron walked toward the bench, Anthony Davis tried to give him a heads up, but it was too late. What happened next was pure comedy gold. Cameras caught LeBron's hairline in an unfortunate state. It was peeling up like a bad sticker. The angle revealed the mishap in all its glory, and the worst part was LeBron had no idea. He carried on, oblivious to the hair trauma unfolding on his head. The post-game interview made things even more embarrassing. As LeBron answered questions, viewers could see his hair literally peeling up. Social media exploded with memes and jokes, with fans clowning him relentlessly on Twitter. Some even speculated about the cost of hair surgery, noting it could be as much as $15,000. The whole debacle forced LeBron to retire the headband for good. It was a lesson in humility and a reminder that even basketball legends can have bad hair days. But if you thought LeBron's hair mishap was the peak of embarrassment, Michael Beasley managed to outdo him in a way only Beasley could. In 2019, the Lakers squared off against the Thunder in a game that quickly became unforgettable for all the wrong reasons. With LeBron James sidelined due to injury, the Lakers leaned heavily on their young stars, Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, and the ever-unpredictable Michael Beasley. From the get-go, the Thunder were relentless. They threw down dunks, executed perfect alley-oops, and nailed three-pointers from all over the court. By the time the first quarter was winding down, OKC had built a substantial 32-17 lead. The Lakers were scrambling to find a way back into the game. Coach Luke Walton decided it was time to deploy a wild card, Michael Beasley. As Beasley made his way to the scorer's table, the crowd buzzed with anticipation, mixed with a bit of nervous laughter. But then, hilarity ensued. Beasley was stopped in his tracks by the officials. Why? He was wearing the wrong shorts. Instead of the Lakers' uniform shorts, he had on a pair of his own black shorts. The arena erupted in laughter as a bewildered Beasley jogged back to the locker room to change. As it turned out, Beasley's unusual choice of attire wasn't just a simple mix-up. Rumor had it that Beasley was a bit high when he showed up for the game, which perhaps explained his relaxed demeanor and the wardrobe malfunction. His teammates couldn't help but chuckle, and even Coach Walton had a grin on his face. Beasley eventually returned, now correctly dressed and ready to play. His unexpected break seemed to have lifted the team's spirits. Despite the rocky start, the Lakers began to rally. Beasley played with an extra burst of energy, possibly fueled by the earlier embarrassment. The Lakers closed the gap and fought their way back into the game. In a surprising turn of events, they managed to secure a thrilling 138-128 victory. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed reliving these hilarious NBA moments, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more entertaining content. Until next time, keep laughing and stay tuned.